faz isso comigo não. Lembro de você quando eu tô no
So, man, so we got this Austin Holleman thing that happened. I checked up as best as I can, and that Austin Holleman thing really blew up, right? But before I talk about all the stuff that happens, for people to be like, oh yeah, man, you jumping on Austin Holleman, you turning your back, blah blah blah. I'm gonna go back to videos that I made back in 2019, 2020, and 2021. Pretty much saying what Austin Holleman should have never did. And it's a similar situation that happened with some Ty Larson dude, some basketball player. So let me go on here and show exactly what happened. But I'm gonna give you an example of what these women want from you, right? So they want you as a slave, and they want you to watch them have sex while you giving them money and paychecks. That's the plan for some of these women out here to basically for men. They openly said that they're not going to give you anything, but you got to give them everything, and you got to build this and build that, right? But they won't want you got to force them to say this type of shit. They want to lock you up for anything they say. That they say they want to lock you for anything they say you are. They want about 20 million men locked up based off their say so. Women out here nowadays want to be able to lock up men for just about anything. That's the radical feminism stuff that we talking about when it comes down to it, is that they want to lock you up for anything and everything. And they will use big words that mean a lot, right? There's a reason why SYSBM don't have a leader. There's a reason why MGTOW don't have leaders. Because these are the type of people who would want to use a federal law on you, which is RICO. This is the reason why no big MGTOW guys ever went to jail and none of this other stuff, because the fact is they can't lock up people for ideology, right? 20 years in Afghanistan and they killed a bunch of leaders, but they didn't kill the movement and they didn't kill the people that really was a part of it. Anybody can be a leader in these movements. All you got to do is you want to execute an ideology. That's the difference. So the passport movement, passport bros, the only thing they can do is grab Austin Holleman. There's plenty of black men over in Brazil right now that don't have a problem, while Austin is taking the shots, while he just getting bombarded with with all this feminism stuff. They want to be able to pass STDs to the men they never liked or never wanted before. They want to pass on their memory. They want to pass on their momentum from other men. That's why you have videos on here of women who got STDs and even got HIV and AIDS, trying to tell you that you should date them because they're good people and they made mistakes. And they want the fourth thing is they want 100% humiliation on 100% humiliation to any man that they think is under him. They want you to eat other men's semen off of them and do all this other nasty, crazy shit because they really hate men. They can say it online. You can't say it at all. And they want you. They want to work. They want you to work while they take money out of your pocket without anything because they're a woman, right? They also want to tell you who to date and who to have sex with. They want to be able to tell you who's beautiful, who's not to you, right? So also they want to be able to control you. Someone asked me before, what do you think? Why you think that? Why you think they gave women so much power? I'm gonna break it down. I broke this down, but this also about the hollemen stuff. The reason why they let these women run wild the way they are, because they are 100% consumers. They're not smart consumers. They are consumers. They make every company rich. Right now, I got 30 different companies that I give money to, from name brands that I buy from. I have old clothes that I had for almost 20 years that still fit me. I don't update my clothes, but I have backup clothes everywhere. I had sneakers that I had from 6 or 7 years ago, many different pairs of sneakers, some expensive, some cheap. I just ran through my old sneakers and I ran through my 2 sneakers. What women will have, they will have handbags, clothes that they never wear. They are wasteful consumers. So what do you do in America? You give power to women to be able to take money from men and they can spend on whatever they want. Most women, the companies that most women, you know that there's about a number of companies that are attached to one woman. Even the so-called good women. It's about 100 or 250 or even 300 companies attached to one woman based off the fact that she spends from makeup to clothes to restaurants to movies to anything that they want to buy. I could sum up that I'm attached to 30 different companies. I buy fruit snacks, Wilshire, cereal. Every brand that I know of is about 30. I'm attached to Sony, which is gaming is a luxury. Gaming is a luxury. McDonald's. I go to McDonald's sometimes for food. Supermarket for sustenance. I got wrestling subscription. That's a luxury. That's entertainment. Amazon. That's luxuries. But I don't go to like that. Rent, bills, internet, whatever, anything that relates to that. I got these 7 things that I have attached to me, and 30 different companies that I pay for, that I help give money to. That is tame. You have to understand, and I want other men to start doing this too. If you want to travel, if you want to do anything different, you don't want to be around these people, you got to look at how much you spending and what you spending it on, and what this thing that you spending it on, what is it doing for you. And at the end of the day, when you finish doing it, or when you finish doing whatever you need, finished whatever you looking at and watching and going out, how do you feel afterwards? Afterwards, do you feel 1, 2, or 3? 3 is the highest. And if you don't feel a 3 every time you go out, then why the f are you doing it? Save your money up so you can hit that 3 all the time. So let's go back in time, because I have a couple videos. Let's go back in time to some of my videos that I said about the women using the movements of
do the women. So they try to start coming at these. Okay, you know, there's been a lot of things that have been happening in the past like 2 weeks now that I want to speak on. But there's like things that's been happening in like the past week that I seen that I didn't like. And with a lot of different people. So I'm gonna talk to y'all.
This is 3 years ago, mind you. This is 3 years ago when I predicted some of this stuff. This is 3 years ago that I basically made a video about the Austin Holleman situation and all this other stuff, right? that went through it. But I'm gonna drop this about when I said that women were gonna use red pill and all these stuff to gain followers and stuff.
About a situation that happened with in Game Changers Tag. So another YouTuber on here, Mr. Fantastic, and all these other people who's supposed to be SYSBM or Red Pill or Thinking Man or whatever they bring themselves up to be, these dudes start calling me the G word, homosexual, right? Because I brung up that black men, these guys wanted to pump themselves up all the time, saying that black men are most desirable, we can be kings and blah blah blah. I'm like, no. There's a reason why other races of women want you. They don't want you because they think you're so-called sexually desired. They only want you for the sex. They only want you for that. They only want you because they all think that we all packing. Then I got called all gay, and I called all.
And mind you, right now, this is back then when Mr. Fantastic was popular, right? Now he's not popular because he's not doing the same shit he's doing now. And I was absolutely right about this shit. But let me go. Let me go on.
G words, homosexual, by Mr. Fantastic, by all these other people.
Now this is me also pointing out the fact that a lot of people in the space was using red pill to basically come up off of it. They were all coming up off. They were never red pill, and they were never SYSBM. Shit, man. These motherfuckers, man. I should have never. Shit, man. I should have never went in the. I should have never went in the comment section while I was trying to find all the videos to put it together. Because I got into a back and forth with people in Austin Hollemen comment sections, and the notification is popping up. But I'll make it useful. I'll make this shit useful. Then I gotta turn that shit off. But it's getting annoying because it's popping up.
Then Mr. Fantastic goes around calling me, telling me I'm a troll. When I've been in the black manosphere longer than him, but when the black manosphere was created. And I'm looking at these dudes, and I'm kind of figuring out, like, wait, these guys supposed to be thinking men? These guys supposed to be so-called red pill men? And I'm starting to realize that a lot of these dudes are not red pill at all. They just acting like they red pill just to get their frustrations out. And I'm going to elaborate on that too. That was an embarrassment on me.
Mind you, this was Mr. Fantastic was a married man. His marriage was falling apart. So basically he was attacking the so-called whatever race of woman he was with. He was attacking them based off his anger from his wife. And you saw him, trying to talk to, I forgot that chick that he was talking to, and they made a big deal out of it. And Mr. Fantastic going all over stuff. Like I said, man, eventually my old videos would be able to elaborate from my old videos, and the people that I had beef with or talk down to me at certain times. As I said before, time tells all. Time exposes everybody. You can say whatever you want 3 years ago. Are you like that now? Are you about that life now? And if you're not, that means you were a total liar, and whoever called you out at the time, they were right. Which I was right.
It was an embarrassment on them and not on me, because I've been started talking about that. I got many different series about the bed bugs and the dark side of the bed bugs and all these other things, and talking about Rico Strong and all these other people. But no, I don't get the numbers, so they don't really care. Chick who lied on me lied on me and said I'm stalking her. And you're 49. You see a pattern? A amount. Then you had BMT, who reported one of the videos on Game Changers for a woman who he took up for it.
And this is when the Game Changer and BMT shit happened. You know, BMT stuck up for a chick called Misunderstood. And BMT was acting like Misunderstood was somehow more feminine than any woman out there. And Game Changer and BMT got into it. And the BMT ended up reporting Game Changer's channel. And, I mean, video, and messing up his channel. And then, to that point, he had to apologize later on, and Game Changer didn't want to hear it. And he stood up for a girl who ended up turning on him. But hey, and turned out that she was a meth addict.
Who turned on him when Suge and them pressured her and she left him, and now he don't have her, and they was talking about it. Told me that she was talking about me, and I've never been on her chats. The black manosphere, or the men in the black manosphere, are the men that hold up a certain title or a certain movement and using them to their advantage so they can get some cash apps. Some of these guys don't need it, but it's the attention like they do to women. So they try to distinct themselves, because you got married men on here right now making content when this is a space supposed to be for single men, childless men. These are supposed to be men discussing tactics for other men who's single. This wasn't a space. Red Pill wasn't for men who have a girlfriend, are married, or have kids. Red Pill was for people who woken up. We let too many people in these spaces, and they're now polluting it with the women. They let these women come in, run rucksack, and then act like they for black men. And then the dudes are stupid enough to finally look at it, because it's a lot of guys who get turned on. And when they get turned on, they finally realize what everybody been telling them. But they've been trapped in this cloud of, togetherness with a certain YouTuber or togetherness. There's a guy, a kid that I helped, somebody that I knew, Red Pill Man, or SYSPM, or MGTOW Man, has to deal with in the real world. This is all case study, not all this crap they doing. I said that, okay, man. And she thought she was gonna get, because I don't like to go back, and I don't like to reply or even conversate with women in men's spaces. So this is what she said.
Also, this was the beginning of Jessica X. Every dumb motherfucker in the space, or people, believe that Jessica X was speaking up for men. And then the evolution of that was Femcel, Just Pearly Things, Danica Marie. This is all when Kevin Samuel was alive. So they pedestalized and pushed up Jessica X. Guess what? I was one of the dudes that called out Jessica X in a good criticism way. I made a couple videos about her, and I told y'all how it was going to end. Guess what? She couldn't compete because Just Pearly Things and all these other people showing their faces. And guess what? Nobody's so-called stalking them. Like, Jessica X pretty much said everybody in the space, even the people who was letting her on panels, that she don't trust you with her identity. But hey, everybody, most of the people who let her on cams and let her talk and let her run her mouth and do all that, most of the guys in this space that used to let her in, they not in the space no more. They bounced because they didn't like it no more. But they the ones that gassed her the fuck up.
She thought she was going to, because you got it from everybody else. And this is why I say that these females are entitled. And this just shows what Babatunde talked about with these.
Yeah, and I was gonna make a video about DJ Kuda, because you know that a lot of niggas really use DJ Kuda, and then DJ Kuda talked shit about going overseas, and then this nigga end up going overseas for 6 months, going to Thailand, and basically all of the so-called game dudes basically bounced. They used them for content. Angry Man, This ghost dude right there that right here on this page, the ghost, that old ass piece of shit dude. All these guys use this kid. Well, I don't think he a kid. I think me and him the same age. I think so. I don't know. But everybody used this dude to promote their bullshit. And then when he decided he didn't want to do it no more, guess what? They bounced. And his channel was just basically low views, none of that. I seen him having like 5 viewers when he was talking about travel and stuff. 5 live viewers. I never got no hit like that. I never got big. Like I said, I was on YouTube since the beginning. I had a channel that was like, I forgot. It was a good channel with a partner of mine. Well, after that shit fucked up, and after that, I said I can't work with the other person no more. I came back on YouTube in like 2011 something, 11 or 10 or whatever, and I made another channel around like 2011 or whatever. I forgot what it was, but I came back on YouTube after that, and I didn't start making videos. I made videos back in 2011, I think 11 or something like that. And then I stopped making videos, and then I started making videos back in 2017 and 16. I think 17, 18, and 19 more often.
British chicks to be true, as you see her. And now I'm gonna get to the SYSBM, right? Now the whole point is these thugs, man, that y'all rising up. You can't sit back and have be thinking, man, and then how they proceed to deal with certain people. I mean, that was despicable to have a bunch of so-called red pill men talking down to me, and I'm having to deal with the crap that I had to deal with on Facebook. And I was like, I'm gonna take.
So, this is me showing the fact. I know the tactics of women, right? I know the tactics of what they do. This is why I mastered and told everybody about the shit that they did to me. They lied to the FBI, pretended I was going to be a mass shooter or whatever, and guess what? They said that I was a loser weirdo who was sitting at home not doing anything, and then magically the FBI came and they seen that I wasn't at home doing nothing. I was in welding school at the time, but I still have this.
Ladies and gentlemen, like I said before, by me putting red pill content on Facebook, this would have happened in 2017. I received this shit on my birthday. 2017. For people who think that I was lying and I didn't deal with no Fed shit when black women ganged up on me and reported me to the FBI saying some fake false shit, finding out in general it was all a lie. I lost a lot of money and I lost a lot of my time. This is lying about that. This is the evidence. This is all the stuff that they took from me that day. Everything. All of the stuff they took from me. My PS4, my PS.
So, I'm going to show that again. So, Austin Holleman has just fell to the tactics. And I'm going to tell you what led that there. Once they start making hit pieces of you in a new stratosphere. I already told everybody that I went viral. MTO made 2 hit pieces about me. I had so much traffic on my Instagram. I had so much traffic on my Facebook that I had hate mail from overweight women and black women. And overweight women was mad because I said something. I don't know what video I was made, but it was me trolling, and MTO made it. I had so much traction that E! News and a couple of gossip pages was following my Instagram. Also, I had Pipes follow me. The rapper Pipes, dude. So, let me find that video real quick. Oh yeah. And I tried to tell y'all about Brazil and about women, Brazilian women and women overseas with a certain mindset.
Fans, because look at how they talk to their fans. You ask them questions and they call you a loser. And then, her little category of what she likes in a man is conversation. It's kind of the same shit. These are the feminist American, how can I put it? The feminist American attitude they got. And you have to have a big penis. Remember how she said it at the end? So, folks, you gotta, when you do go overseas, you gotta dodge women like that who are in other countries who got a American mindset. It ain't gonna be all peaches and creams when you go overseas, because the chick is not overseas, but she's an ex-P star. So
I don't have to. I said it. I made a video about it. I said it before. I said it. I didn't need to say anything. And then here goes a video I made 2 years ago. This is another video I made 2 years ago about the Ty Larson situation that happened in China, and he ended up getting kicked out of China. Now let's go. Let's go right here.
It's cool. So I didn't know about this Ty Lawson situation, and this is just another example of why you don't give these type of dudes any kind of access to other races and other cultures, because they'll make us look bad. But let me talk about my video that I posted out where I told you that I told you that they don't look as black men as anything but somebody to use and abuse for their own agenda, and this situation shows it. Now black women are magically popping up out of nowhere talking about other races of men protect their women and other stuff like that. Asian dudes are,
and they're doing the same thing under Austin Holleman's videos too, gloating, talking shit, doing the same thing with Ty Lawson. And mind you, I don't think Ty Lawson ever said anything bad about black women. But when black men take an L on any account and they go date somebody else, they gotta rub it in your face. But then the billion-dollar industries protect them when, white boys and Asians and Indians beat them up and treat them like trash. They hide the videos and hide the news clips.
Infamously known to beat their women up. Not running through those Korean women over there. The only thing is, it's called optics. See, black people don't understand that when you run a country or you have power, you can't allow anyone and everyone to do and degrade your people, even if you do degrade your people yourself. Now, we're going to see this comment.
Wait. Did I... Ain't this what Austin Holleman is dealing with right now? Wait. Let me go back to that. Let me go back.
Dennis Rodman is cool with Kim Jong-un or whatever. Well, I think Kim Jong-un. And you think that Dennis Rodman is not running through those Korean women over there? The only thing is, it's called optics. See, black people don't understand that when you run a country or you have power, You can't allow anyone and everyone to do and degrade your people. Even if you do degrade your people yourself. Now, we're going to see this.
Now, people made a point when they was defending Austin Holleman that the Brazilian dudes, they got websites exploiting women over there. They got websites, escort websites in Brazil. But for some reason, the optics, basically it's all about the optics that Austin Holleman was doing overseas, underseas right there. What he should have never done was try to act like he was going to put his content in Portuguese. This tells you alone that they were able to track you. You fucked up big time because you didn't know what the fuck you were doing. You should have prep work. Guys like myself, I said this to people in my comment section under my videos, and people can tell you when I said this. I said you have to, it might take you a year, or it might take you 6 months to learn somebody else's culture, or it might take you a trip and you going over there and you feel the people before you actually dump your shit you dump in. You can't just learn the language and learn the basics and think that you can go over there and bring your American mentality. As you, in the beginning of my video, you see I like Brazilian funk. I know in Brazil that if I play Brazilian funk somewhere in a better location, they're not gonna like that shit because they don't like Brazilian funk music. It's kind of like rap music, how I feel over here in America about rap music. So I love Brazilian funk music, but I know how some people don't like it in Brazil. I understand the stuff that's happening over there, but I didn't go to Brazil and dropped everything and went over Brazil and try to prove a point. I have to sit there and get with other people when I said this. He did go over there in some type of aggressive way and try to shit on the women. Shit on the women here. They do a great job themselves. He fucked up. He had room to not allow them to use him and paint him as a bad guy. He should have just stopped while he was ahead. But he kept going and kept going and kept going. I seen him in a video calling the Brazilian local a lame. You can't bring that lame shit. You can't call anybody in other countries lame. And then he was bringing that dude Floyd or whatever guy name. He was bringing people from over there that had the same mentality. You need to be around sound people who know about Brazil. Charles Tyler didn't move like that. And there's a lot of people in Brazil right now who doing the same thing Austin Holleman doing, but they're doing it in low key. He didn't understand the basics and he made a mistake. But guess what? They're celebrities. We already know that the feminism movement and the females over there, they're just like the ones over here. And I'm talking about a subsection, small subsection. It's not all over the country. Because there's some people that's protecting Austin Holleman. And there's Brazilian women that actually saying that, wait, he was impersonating us. There's a lot of Asian girls, Asian women that are protecting and standing up for black men. Which I'm pushed back. I'm surprised. And none of these black women are under their comments talking about they sexual tourism and all this other shit. They found something that they can push over. And these women, because I looked at a whole bunch of these Brazilian women, and they are not even attractive. And they got the same shit, the tattoos, the nose rings. They look just like the ones here. There's a red pill community, and there's a red pill community over there, and there's a MGTOW community in Brazil. I told people about this. I said, you're going to have a percentage of women who are just like the women here, but they're in their culture. And you're going to be just, I said this in one of my other videos. I said, you're going to be a good time, or you're going to be something different, or a second chance for one of these women. But they're going to be just the same as some of these women over here. And it happened. A lot of my videos, it basically showed it. Now, let me continue myself talking. Comments, we're going to go up to the comment section and we're going to show you
all this stuff. All the Chinese are pressed like it isn't legal for them to be on Instagram in the first place. Bro got Ling Ling in sight, mad W. Chinese people talking a whole lot of shit even though they started the Rona. Chinese, how malform. W, you did nothing wrong. Ling Ling big mad in the comments, straight slamming. Y'all Chinese do forget, y'all the ones that are the biggest pandemics in history. Do Chinese people know what a compliment is? Chinese are killing me in the comments. Man, they don't even know how to insult him. They're just saying N-word with monkey emoji. It's not going to hurt. It's just hilarious how they try to insult him. N-word. All the N-word, this N-word, that. Y'all. But if you're going to another country, you got to respect another country's rules. And you have to understand that China is one of the biggest markets in the world. They got so much power when it comes down to their people, but they also have a lot of power. They also have a lot of financial power and manpower to create things. They are a country that's about 3,000 years old. It's not about protecting the women. It's about protecting their perception and their culture. They don't care what you do behind closed doors. They will watch you bang women, but they don't want the world to know. They won't even let white guys do this kind of stuff to their women. So for some reason, you think that it's about protecting it's about protecting their women. It's about protecting the perception. This is why you don't give passports, and these guys don't get passports, because they can't get away with the kind of shit they do to women over here. That pump and dump stuff, you gotta obey the rules. These are people who never learned how to obey rules and regulations and how to deal with women on a low key. They want to show off. And guys who show off and walk around doing all this, it doesn't work out like that. That whole smashing other people's wives and girlfriends, you'll get checked in a minute and you'll probably lose your life in other countries like that if you're too loud. Because the men who do that lose their life easily when they go around trying to sleep with other people's wife. And they don't brag about it. The one curse about black people is you're too braggadocious and you too trying to act like you're better than somebody, but understand you don't even have control over anything, and that's not nobody else's fault but your own. Everybody can control their block, their neighborhood. If you can make a gang that protects or terrorize a neighborhood, why can't you do the reverse and protect that neighborhood and keep it clean and make sure it produced the right people, even in the bad neighborhoods? But you won't do that because it goes against the rules of the slave masters, black women. So let's read more comments. Shit called black. The funny thing right now is that they don't want you to do the same thing. See, this is why I said in my two videos about when the negative group of black people go to other countries, they try to destroy the country that they're in. They try to destroy the customs, but they also try to destroy it. It seems like they destroy people, they destroy the area, they destroy the culture, they destroy whatever they're in. And this is an example of you're trying to destroy perception. You could do behind the scenes. You could even do without cameras. But the one thing you ain't gonna do is do it on a national stage and then try to make it seem like you're more dominant over a group of men, because it's not gonna work in China. You can do that in America. You can say you're better than they, like the BBC and all that. You can claim your sexual dominance over a group of women in America. You can't do that in other countries. You can have dominance, but you have to obey the rules, and you have to follow the lead of people in that country who actually sexually dominate. If an Asian guy sexually dominate a woman, you can't do 20% of the stuff or a couple percent of the stuff that he does. He can show off. You can do the same thing, but you can't show off. It's the same thing with a whole bunch of white guys. White guys do the same thing. They go to other countries and show off, and then sometimes they get banned from that country. See, what the media won't tell you that a lot of white guys are disliked all over certain countries because they thought they owned the country and they thought they was better. A lot of white guys got beat up in Hawaii or got beat up in Brazil, got beat up in the Dominican Republic, being told that they're weird and creepy in the Philippines and they can't fit into their own race and all this other stuff. This happened in every country where they don't let you treat their women like crap. They let their women have fun with you, and they also let you come over there and you respect. They also bring you into their culture, but they won't let you do it on the world stage and for the whole world to think that their women are easy. Even if their women are, they won't allow that because they.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Hey, didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? I predicted the Austin Hollemen before Austin Hollemen. I said you can't make the world think that their women are easy. I just
run their country. They don't want their country to become like the United States. Trying to speak, they're ignorant from both in other countries. You can have dominance, but you have to obey the rules and you have to follow the lead of people in that country who actually dominate, sexually dominate. If an Asian guy sexually dominate a woman, you can't do 20% of the stuff or a couple percent of the stuff that he does. He can show off. You can do the same thing, but you can't show off. It's the same thing with a whole bunch of white guys. White guys do the same thing. They go to other countries and show off, and then sometimes they get banned from that country. See, what the media won't tell you that a lot of white guys are disliked all over certain countries because they thought they owned the country and they thought they was better. A lot of white guys got beat up in Hawaii or got beat up in Brazil, got beat up in the Dominican Republic, being told that they're weird and creepy in the Philippines and they can't fit into their own race and all this other stuff. This happened in every country where they don't let you treat their women like crap. They let their women have fun with you, and they also let you come over there and you respect. They also bring you into their culture, but they won't let you do it on the world stage and for the whole world to think that their women are easy. Even if their women are, they won't allow that because they run their country. They don't want their country to become like the United States.
Okay. Now, that was a clear indication of everything that I said prior years before, stuff that I said and everything else that I actually before, especially about the women taking over the red pill space or whatever. So, that was my opinions about all this stuff before Austin Hollemen. Now, let's see a veteran traveler, somebody who is traveling but had a thing on Austin Hollemen. Let's see what Master One Teacher has to say. I ain't banged with Master One Teacher in a little bit. I ain't like the way he moved. I ain't like the way he was, bringing up women on panels, American women on panels, going back and forth with him. All the shit that he was doing, I had to bounce from the dude. And to me, he kind of seemed kind of zesty a little bit. That's just me, my perception of him. But the women that he was picking, he was, he was doing his thing. But I think people perceive him as somebody who is betraying Austin Hollemen. Let's see what he says and if it aligns with some things that I say.
That body wash, it's a natural! Time to clean up this assumptions and prejudice. So this is toxic. This is toxic. And this is not... I know a lot of people rally behind passport bros and all that type of stuff. The movement is not going to change. Obviously, there's people who want to travel and want to venture out, but this is a bad look. Okay, we can't always say, okay, this is feminism and women are against us and all this and all that. It ain't always. We have to take things under a lens and see what mistakes are we making. Okay. Check this out. In the publications, the architect asked for answers to the United States Embassy. In addition to the federal public prosecutor office, what can we do? Hey, man, you have this guy spewing rhetoric that Brazilian women are cheap, they can be bought easily. This is not a positive image.
Also, I can tell you right now about listening to Austin Hollemen. He didn't say any of that shit. It was the stupid dumb niggas under the comment section who was against passport bros, but they were just saying reckless shit. Austin Holleman tried to do this bullshit that SYSBM learned. Every bro that people who've been under my chat, under my comments and in the top echelon of SYSBM, even they say they had to delete comments and shit like that because they didn't want to be associated with certain things under their comment section. Right? He didn't say it. It was the anti-passport dudes under the comments saying all this shit. But Austin Holleman was going around asking idiotic questions. First of all, those questions was out of line. And even I said that. You can't ask those questions. You can't do that in public. You got to ask those behind closed doors. And in my video 2 years ago, you got to conduct yourself in the right manner. The women that travel for dick are going to sit back and want more men to stay here so they can have a backup option. I just got into it with a bunch of women who was saying they going to Italy and Brazil and all these other places, and they got men lined up and all this other stuff. Shout out to MOT as well, because he said it before, that these women don't give a fuck about the black families, and they don't give a fuck about black people in general. They care about their own freedom. But they can sit here and act and pretend and tell the world that they care about family and single mom this and they treat us like shit. But they don't want to get married. They don't want to make a black family. They don't want to make a black unit. Why is it that black people why is it that black people in general, we didn't grow in the past 60 something years? Why is it that we didn't grow in numbers in the 60 something years? It can't just because jail. It can't because we getting killed. And it can't because the drugs. Why haven't we able to grow? And the other races are coming here and outgrowing us, having 4, 5, 6, 7 kids. And they able to stay together.
Of Brazilian women, what can we do? Okay? With the repercussion of complaints on social networks, Austin removed some videos and published a video accusing Brazilian feminists of making death threats against him. Stephanie commented on a video, "I love to see a gringo afraid of Brazilian women. He is erasing everything and saying that he did not promote this absurdity." So let's be clear here. We can see Brazilian women aren't really a pushover, which is actually quite the opposite of what the projections that are out there, you know? This ain't good. This ain't good. Okay? Where's my notes? Let me read the super chats really quick. Goddamn. Even though some Brazilians are saying that he's not wrong about Brazilian women, promoting being easy is not what to do. Exactly. It is as an outsider, because that's what you are. When you go to Brazil, you are an outsider. You're not Brazilian. It ain't you or it is not your agency to air out their dirty laundry. That's not for you to do. Even if you have Brazilians agreeing with you and all that type of stuff, airing out dirty laundry.
And this is what yo, I knew about this shit before, but somebody just made me reiterate it. There's this dude called Cuban Dave, and he got arrested for promoting sex tourism. So I remember all the different people who got arrested and banned from other countries. When I was, sitting there doing all that and basically kind of, So they don't want, even if sex tourism is big in their country, it's kind of like America, right? They will ban certain drugs on the street, but they will sell you prescription drugs that'll get you hooked. And basically, it still do the same thing to you. You can get hooked, and you'll be dependent on not a drug dealer, but dependent on whoever gonna prescribe the medicine to you. It's kind of like that in these other countries. They don't want the world to think that they're something known for something else.
About a group of people, that's not your place. Because they gonna turn on you, man. Let's see what else we got. He says that they are commenting under his Insta and YouTube. Check his recent comments. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. He said, yeah, Fred is fine. So at first, I'll be honest with you. At first, I was a little upset with Fred. I really was. I'm kind of neutral on Fred at the moment. Okay? Because of the simple fact, Fred is 31 years old. Right? He should have been talking to us. Maybe he was. So I'm not gonna say he's not, but he should have been the one saying, "Yo, now."
You mean it's not healthy to want to talk to your boyfriend every other second of the day? Yeah, that's called codependency, and it's not
foreigner coming in and airing out their dirty laundry. That's the last thing they need. From them, and the people who you're interviewing get nothing. That is a big issue.
And he does make a good point about black men wanting shit for cheap. Austin Holleman didn't pay none of these women. See, as Master One teachers say, or what his name? 1MT. I don't like calling him a master teacher. 1MT. He said it before that black men got to get out of this bullshit of, oh, you tricking this, you tricking that, you tricking it, tricking. That's the reason he's smart. You have to pay them and have incentives. Everybody who interviews some girl, they pay them behind the scenes for the interview. You give them something, and you also have to pay the people around you to protect your ass. You have to have a network of people. That's the mistake. And this is why I said more black men gonna be some examples. Timothy Reed, remember him from was it 2021? And he went over there and kicking people out. He made a similar mistake that Austin Holleman did. You gotta go over there and you gotta grease some wheels. You can't. It's not like America. You can't. In America, people can come over here, build whatever they want to build, and all they gotta do is pay the government or whatever. And they don't get. It doesn't matter about the people because you don't have to pay the people. People over here don't give a fuck about perception and all this other shit. This is why I said before I have to laugh at this shit when those people under the comment section were sitting there trying to tell him that, oh, you don't want them to come to America and say this about American women. And I had to go in the comments and say, I don't give a fuck about what y'all say about them. Most of the men won't even care because we already don't like them. I said, y'all come over here anyway and do what the fuck y'all want to. I said, right now we having a whole immigration situation happening over here, where people are coming just boatloads in countries and cities and everything else, and they're gonna basically push over the people that live in here. But we're not attacking them. We're not telling them to get out, all that other stuff, because we grew as a country. Me said that shit online, but other than that, yeah. I said we're better. We work our system better than you. We're not gonna put somebody in jail for sex tourism in our country, because it in our country there's women promoting themselves and their bodies and all that other shit. They're on OnlyFans. There's more women on OnlyFans out here right now than they're working. And I'm like, I'm looking at these people and they acting like, oh, you want us to come to that country, and it's like, I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Most men from other countries are never coming over here to date women. They know we got the worst women. That's why men going over there. So I'm like, you have to understand, nobody coming over here. We ain't not protecting none of these people over here, except our immediate family. That's about it.
So yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, Austin has left the country. We have to take this as a teachable moment. Okay? Instead of creating a sustainable business and paying people. There's a lot of other countries you can go to that you will enjoy yourself and you will have a great time.
And I want to get to the point where he pretty much doing what everybody else is doing. We can't tell if I decide to go to a country and it's good there. I might have to tell certain people, but I hope they keep it to himself. He's told people he spilled it that he said Portugal, and they was like, no, we don't want them over here fucking it up for us over here in Portugal, Spain, and then all these other countries. I don't want them to fuck it up over there, cause the wrong type of dudes will fuck it up. Let them stay in Dominican Republic, Brazil, Thailand, and Philippines. Let them stay there. Now, to this point, Austin Hollemen is probably going to create the great divide between passport bros, where you got the people who are passport bros who don't got the name, and they keep stuff to themselves, and they want to distance themselves from that shit, so their stuff don't get messed up. And then you got the passport bros who out here faking it, cause Austin Hollemen, let's be real, he's more coinciding with Passport Pookie instead of Passport Bro. Because a lot of Passport Bros, they got it mixed up. A lot of Passport Bros do go overseas for sex and dating and shit, but they have a system, the system that I'm gonna use. A lot of people already told me, hey, you get it out, you have your fun, you do what you need to do, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And if you run into the right girl, you grab her up. You don't let her go past. You don't try to treat her wrong. You grab her up. That's why every single passport bro, real passport bro, they always got a chick with them. They be like, okay, I'm tired of going through all these chicks. Okay, I got one right here. And they stick with her. Just like this African dude. He always find one chick in the country that can show him around and show him the food and everything else. Austin wasn't about that life, and he should have hid that shit to himself. But he was trying to make it big, and he was all about braggadocious, and you can't do that. And he put a target on his back. Became an enemy. You think that he gonna be the first one to get kicked out? There's a lot of people that's gonna get kicked out. They gotta work themselves out. Because other countries, they looking at black men. There's a guy in Brazil right now called Philly Don. And he had an interview with certain people. They're not trying to kick him out. They're not talking about he's doing sex tourism and all that. There's another dude, what's his name? Yes, Brazil, yeah. Young, yeah, Brazil, I forgot his name. Brazil Young. He's in Brazil. They're not trying to kick him out. There's a couple black men. There's another black man that I can show you the video of, but I'm probably gonna cut this short and make a part 2. He in Brazil. They're not trying to kick him out, but they try to talk to him. He even did an interview with a Brazilian dude who even said that the Brazilian women are easy and all this other stuff. But they don't want that to be on TV. They don't want that to be on the news. They don't want that to be showed out here. All these women in other countries protecting themselves. I'm proud of the foreign women over there. They was protecting themselves from black women, white women. The Asian, the Filipino women was like, don't talk to us like that. Like what this and this and that. And then there was women from Qatar. There was women from Muslim countries. There were Dominican chicks that was sitting there singing songs praising black men. Like, yeah, you could come over here. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, whoa, Passport Bros got this, got it on lock. And then also Holleman did what he did and was like, oh, here we go. And then the women, it depends on if the women still gonna stick for us. And I know they still gonna stick because they like, they ain't happening to us. They'll disenfranchise any dude that does this shit. And they'll say, well, yeah, and I told y'all about, it's the perception of who did it before or after that. You have to be a representative of whatever person comes after you. That means that if you got to be the goodest dude, you got to be the smoothest, whatever you got to be the best, because there's other people that's coming behind you and they want to come there as well. You got to make it comfortable for other people too, because you're a guest. But let's continue.
And you'll have wonderful experiences with the people, the culture, the food, the weather, the cost of living expenses. There's more than these 4 countries. Now, I love Brazil. I love Thailand too. It's kind of hard to shake them, right? Especially if you've been multiple times the boat. But I will tell you, there's more. There's a lot more. And I believe that's why I say this whole Passport Bro movement, quote unquote, is in its teething stages. It's in its teething stages. Right?
Now, I have to call this dude dishonest, because he already knew about Passport Bro years ago. He had people on there saying Passport Bro. It ain't in the teasing stage. And people, it's certain brothers that kept other countries to themselves. There's guys that go to South Korea. There's guys that go to China. There's guys that went to a lot of different Asian countries and told brothers to go diversify themselves. But they also said, don't bring all that mess here. People even said, well, you could come to Japan, and told them don't bring that mess there because they're strict. Told them Germany and everything else. Yeah, we're seeing right now with Austin Holleman that not everybody can travel. Not everybody can get out of the country. It don't matter what the fuck these dudes say. They can say that you a weirdo and nobody likes you, but it's all about you getting on the ground and not giving a fuck about what they said. You don't even have to prove them wrong. I got videos of myself lifting heavy ass weights. You saw my pictures of me in the gym. I don't need it. They can call me weak. They can say I'm fat and flabby and whatever they can say. I let that black shit go a long time ago, where I have to prove every time. Oh yeah, man, get out my face, man. Oh yeah, I am this now. Because that's how they get you. They feed off your emotion and try to feed you and pump you up and be like, yeah, you ain't this and you ain't that. You a lame, you a loser. I'm going to go under the Austin Holleman video when he apologizing, and you just see the shit that they're saying about being lame and losing and blah, 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 and not knowing that there's so many other black men over there. It's not for the faint of heart. Guess what, man? You're going to have to go through a lot of different things when you start traveling. All right, long ass flights. That's right there. The airport waiting. Your luggage. Then when you get on the ground, who you gotta pay? Who you can't look at? The customs, the food. What food is gonna be good with your stomach? Because if you eat the wrong food, you'll be in a hotel or an Airbnb for a day or two. If you try new food and your stomach and your body have to get used to the food over there, and people don't talk about that. Also, how the air is over there. Do you got any condition? You got asthma, or you got something called bronchitis, or whatever. You got something over there, whatever. You have to bring those factors in. What's going on in the country at the time? All that is factors in you traveling. You just can't pick up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna bring this American style over here. It don't work that way. Austin Hollemen is young. He's 24, 23. He tried to do this YouTube interview and shit that they do over here, and ask them salacious questions and shit. And he didn't look at the elders and see what kind of questions they saying. And this is what happens when you're younger and you think that you know it all, and he fucked himself over. He fucked himself over. This is why I say, and people see my past videos about me saying I like what I like. This is why I like every particular type of woman out there. I don't like just one subsection category of woman. I like multiple type of women. Because you never know that those women might not like you, or those women might disappoint you, and you just move on.
Brothers are pretty much going to 4 or 5 different countries, and there's a lot more to choose from. There's a lot more to choose from. And I think eventually, once the word gets out, and once more brothers get more information, white men included, are going to spread out. Because this whole passport bro movement is more than just white or black people. There's white guys, there's Asian guys. They are reading the tea leaves too, and they're saying, you know what? I can work remote, I can travel, I can do this, I can do that. So there's a lot more places you can go. Okay, I'm not going to get into it now. Well, I'll just give you some Portugal, getting robbed, getting killed, or anything of such in one of these countries. Is it really worth it? You got to think about it. Is this really a hill you want to die on? You want to argue and fuss and bicker with people with Brazilians in their country. Is this a hill you want to die on? You got to really think about that. Long term, not short term. This is a professional image. I'm telling you guys, if you're going to be on YouTube, be presentable. Put a fucking shirt on. Have a little bit of class. Have a little bit of decorum. Stand up straight. Have your questions ready for.
Like I said, man, one MT, like, he being disingenuous with some of the stuff, but also he's still spitting some shit in there, man. Like, it's a lot of mistakes that happen. Like, people picked apart this interview, and I seen this interview as nothing else but somebody trying to get answers out of a female to try to signal it, but he did it he executed it in the wrong way. Right? He executed in the wrong way. I even said it myself. Like I said, man, I had my time periods where I was like, softer with women and talking to them and having soft voice and all that other shit. That's my younger days. I don't like doing that shit no more. But he could have made her more comfortable and told certain things and said certain things and have her glowing a little bit. And because you're interviewing, I did the shit on the phone when I was on the phone with an operator, and I was talking about her, something on there while we was processing something. It can happen, but if it's under pretense, if it's under the pretenses of business, then you can put on a good face and be nice and all that. It just once the interview go off, but like, oops, okay, thank you for your interview, near the money, and bounce.
Beforehand, but that's what I'm saying. Like, when you start piecing all this stuff together, it's not a good look.
Today's markets have caused more beginner traders to blow up their options accounts than ever before. Here's their typical story.
He says, for the head saying that feminism is creeping into Brazilian culture, it's not. It's been there for 200 years now. He's fucked up. Simple as that. Yeah, if you know, you know. But yeah, they could be different in other in other countries. You guys keep saying, yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this off and put a part 2. But yeah, man, this is my take on the Austin Hollemen shit. But it's gonna be more to come. I'm gonna break it down in my second video, and I'm gonna show you what another person say that's in Brazil about Austin Hollemen, and I'm gonna show you the hypocritical women that's going overseas, going for sex, and they felon. Then I'm gonna show you the woman who blew this shit up, and how she is married to a white dude, and the other feminist chick. I don't have videos of her, none of that, but I'll tell you a background on her. So